I'm just pretty zen right now, and I love that for me. And then I think it's time for me to take a shower and get less disgusting. Hi and welcome back to another vlog where I share my life as a 42-year-old perimenopausal child-free woman living in Berlin, Germany with my husband and our 2 fluffy cats. This vlog is just a couple days of resetting and cleaning after our short trip to Dubai. I'm also sharing an update on my perimenopause symptoms, HRT and Mounjaro journey, so it's gonna be a bit of a chatty vlog. Also, just FYI, I've had another sneeze attack that morning, which is why my mouth is weirdly open in this footage because I can hardly breathe. But anyway, if that sounds interesting to you, then welcome and I hope you enjoy watching. It's Thursday morning. We returned from Dubai last night at like 1 a.m. I think, or Levi. And today is gonna be all about getting the apartment clean, doing laundry, playing with the kitties because they are a little bit crazy. I think mainly because 3 different neighbors took care of them over the course of this past week. And while I'm sure they did a great job, they didn't really take much time to play with them. So yeah, I think they're definitely a little bit bored and they were so happy to see us last night and I would have loved to stay a little bit longer in Dubai. It was so nice. I liked it a lot more than I thought. It's very much not my style. And we watched this documentary about Dubai while we were there and people were talking about how you basically need to be perfect. I don't know. I think it's quite scary and I think probably growing up there, people do just feel a lot of pressure to, again, be perfect. And I mean, what's perfect anyway? I don't know, especially for females, everything seems to be around like being pretty, dressing up. It's crazy. You don't see that in Berlin at all. So it's a bit of a contrast. But overall, we had a really nice time. It's lunchtime. I did a fair bit of editing right now, but I'm tired and I definitely need to eat something. So I'm just gonna make myself some pasta and some vegan bolognese. I'm sorry, I still look like a bum. But yeah, fun fact, I found this earlier. I don't know if you've been following me for a while. I don't know how many of you have actually. You may remember that I bought this probably 6-8 months ago before starting on estrogen. And I think I'm actually just gonna trash it. There's this whole debate around doing menopause naturally versus unnaturally. And then there are a lot of people saying that replacing your natural hormones is by far the most natural thing you can do. And I gotta say that I kind of subscribe more to that way of thinking than to having to take like a dozen supplements like these. This was quite pricey, but I don't think it does make sense to take it. Again, I'm on the real thing, so why would I take this? On that note, I actually watched the new documentary on perimenopause and menopause called Balance on Amazon Prime. I don't know if you've heard about it, but I watched that on our flight to Dubai. I think it was pretty cool. It was like most of the menopause experts that I already know and sort of follow on YouTube. I don't really do Instagram, TikTok, but that's a different story. But if you haven't seen it, and unfortunately it's not included in Amazon Prime, you have to actually buy it, which is a bit of a shame. But basically one of the monks, she decides to go on HRT and the other one decides to do it the natural way and starts taking a ton of supplements. And in the end, I think after like 2 years or so, she also decides to start on HRT after all. But to me, it was just really interesting to see that someone with a low stress lifestyle being on a vegetarian, or I think they're even vegan diet, and taking all the supplements in the world didn't really help with her symptoms. And I mean, it could be different for other people, and I'm glad if it is. But yeah, I guess in the end, it's hard to replace hormones with anything other than hormones. So, but anyway, I'll make my lunch and then it's gonna be more laundry, more cleaning, more playing with the kitties. It's 5:15. I still look like a slob. I'm still cleaning the apartment. I just put in the like 4th or 5th load of laundry, I think. And the next thing will be changing our bed sheets, vacuuming and cleaning the floor. And then I think it's time for me to take a shower and get less disgusting. The cats just woke up, which is very convenient because they were sleeping on the bed. And it was like, when will I be able to change the sheets? And frankly, I'm getting a little bit hungry and we don't have anything. Well, we hardly have anything to eat in the apartment. He's been requesting pickups a lot lately. It's very cute. Oh, Davy, are you jealous? I think you are jealous. He's also the cat who has unfortunately been diagnosed with arthritis. They were sort of suspecting it a few months ago, but they weren't sure. And now we went to another vet and they basically confirmed it. And he has been on medication for the last 2 weeks or so. And he's doing so much better. It's crazy. Like, I think it's one of the things that you don't really notice until it's different. Like the amount of jumping and running he's been doing, especially since we returned last night, is crazy. But yeah, I think it shouldn't be too long before my husband gets home, and then I suppose we'll have some sort of dinner and go to bed early. And also I've decided to take my next shot tonight. I think it's been 9-10 days at this point, because I definitely didn't want to take my pen to Dubai, and I can definitely feel like the hunger and sort of cravings returning. I think I'll step on the scale probably Sunday, and I'm really curious to see if I've lost, if I've maintained. Oh yeah, and on that note, I think unfortunately, I'm losing hair. It's been a little bit crazy in the shower for the last few weeks, and I think I noticed it especially in Dubai. Not only in the shower, but also in the apartment, because you could see every single hair that I had been shedding, and there was hair all over the apartment. I was like, is this what it's supposed to be like? Is this how much I usually shed? I'm not too sure. So that's something I'm a little bit worried about. I mean, it's a common side effect, but at the same time, I'm like, hey, I haven't even been losing that much, so why am I shedding hair? That's annoying, but let's see about that. And another thing I wanted to share that happened in Dubai is that I had night sweats like crazy, like almost every single night. And it wasn't even that hot, but I was sweating like crazy. And I think I had 2 or 3 nights where I woke up soaked in sweat. And once again, I'm a little bit like, oh man, is Mounjaro messing with my hormones? Am I just like progressing in perimenopause? Are things just getting worse? I feel like there are so many moving targets with what I'm doing, which is obviously my fault, but yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But I think, I mean, night sweats are basically an indication that estrogen is still too low. But then again, just before your period, it's more likely to happen, as far as I know. So I'm like, I really don't know what to do. I think I'm just gonna stay on the same dose for now, because I don't want to go like even further up. And I'll definitely talk to my GP next week. And then when it comes to progesterone, I actually finally made the switch and went up. I think it was in my last video that I was talking about how my sleep had gotten worse again, and I had these 3-4 a.m. wake ups. And I don't know why I didn't make the connection, because it's kind of obvious, but I finally went up with my progesterone. And actually, just before my period right now, it was the first time that I could tolerate 200 milligrams of progesterone without feeling too groggy. So I have been taking 200 milligrams before my period, and now I'm at 150. And let's see, I hope I don't get nauseous again. But I think overall it's been working really well when it comes to like intrusive thoughts, anxiety. I'm just pretty zen right now, and I love that for me. Yeah, it's crazy what these hormones can do. I'm still amazed and really grateful that I do have access to them. Happy Friday. It's Friday morning. I had a really good night's sleep. I think upping my progesterone to 150 milligrams has been really helpful. And I also took my shot last night. And I feel like every time the day after the shot, I feel like everything is in a little bit of a haze. Luby, you're pretty, you're crazy, you're so sweet. But anyway, I took my shot yesterday and I did step on the scale this morning. And on the one hand, I'm a little bit sad because I haven't lost nearly as much as I would have liked to. I've pretty much maintained for an entire month, but on the other hand, I'm like 300 grams down, which means I'm at the lowest I've been in forever. I had this weight once before COVID for like a brief moment, and then COVID hit, the lockdown hit, and that's when I gained a lot of weight. And now, yeah, I mean, I've still only lost 4 kilograms, which is, I have to look it up in pounds. And I've started sometime probably late October, early November, so it's been a good 3 months. But anyway, I'm still quite content. I would never have achieved this weight loss without Mounjaro. I'm very sure because I've been trying for years. But I guess long story short, what I wanted to say is that I'm pretty set on finally upping my dose. I think I'm ready to go up to 5 milligrams. I have 2 shots left in my current pen, and I think I'll ask to go up afterwards because I don't want to spend another year to lose 6 kilograms, and I think that will be the case if I were to stay on this dose, and I would rather do that within the next like 3-4 months maybe, and then go into maintenance. But yeah, that's kind of my take on the morning, and now I'm gonna do some editing, and then later today I'm actually gonna go to the gym. And I also finally need to go grocery shopping because I'm still living off like oats or like generally frozen foods because we just don't have anything at home. So yeah, I do need to go grocery shopping later today. Anyway, it's lunchtime and it's once again time to get creative since I still haven't been shopping. But yeah, once again, it's gonna be the leftovers of the paninis, and then I'm just gonna have a couple eggs with them, I think. I think that's going to be it for today. I will have a call with a friend later this afternoon, like a quick sort of catch up. Then I will put away all of our laundry. I will go to the gym. And then, fun fact, my husband and I found another documentary on Dubai, which we're gonna watch later today. It's just interesting. It's an interesting city, and it's like interesting to see all the like influencers and people who had a lot of like plastic surgery done on the one hand, and then women covered up completely on the other hand. And it's like, how does this even work? It's a little bit crazy. But yeah, that's gonna be it. And then it's gonna be the weekend, and it looks like I'm actually gonna go to a party on Saturday night with a few women. It's gonna be 80s and 90s, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. I guess I'm old enough to find this fun. The good thing is that one other woman is also not drinking, so I won't be the only sober one, so that's nice. And other than that, I don't really have anything planned for the weekend actually, which is nice. Anyway, I guess that's gonna be it for this vlog, and then next week I'll be going to the office twice per week, and it's also supposed to be snowing and freezing again. Yay! Let's see how that's gonna turn out, and I guess I will see you there. Bye!